Hello everyone, this is Cabe Yarko again. Thank you for joining me for another lesson in jazz piano technique. Um, Today I'm going to teach you guys about some commonly used bebop scale, specifically the major bebop scale and the dominant bebop scale. Um, there are other scales as well in terms of bebop scale that are commonly used. There's the melodic uh, minor bebop scale, the harmonic minor bebop scale, and the Dorian bebop scale. I would introduce them in later lessons. So you guys stay tuned and always remember to subscribe. Okay, if you want private lessons, also you can get to me via email. My email is cabenarcomusic@gmail.com and my website is cabenarcomusic.com. All right, like I said, I have some students that are playing very well in just a matter of a few months. Okay, all right. So let's get right into the lesson. I am going to play the major bebop scale. What is it? So it's the C scale with the flatted fifth. All right, with a sharp 5. I'm sorry. Okay, so we have the C scale with a sharp 5. Okay, and that is the C major bebop scale. So as you know, that's the scale that I've been using to show you the Barry Harris scale of chords. And like I said, how you harmonize that is you have a C6, D diminished, C6, D diminished, C6, D diminished, C6, D diminished, back to C6. And that's how I used to harmonize a lot of songs. So it's a technique I use in terms of harmony. And you can actually use just one bebop scale in a song or use it. And you can master one and use it in all your improvisations. Or you can add some and, add flavor to it. Okay? So we know the major bebop scale. Now what is the dominant bebop scale? Just like it sounds, the dominant bebop scale comes from the C scale, C major scale, with the flatted 7th. What is the flatted 7th? If you go to the 7th, if there's the 8th, the octave, that's the 7th. So a flat 7 is a dominant 7. All right. So whenever you see a C7, that's the C with a dominant 7th. C dominant 7th. All right. So the bebop dominant scale is your C scale with your dominant 7th. So this is the fingering for it. It's a descending finger. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and then what you do is you cross your 4th finger and then you keep going. So it sounds like this. And that is the scale, I just showed you the major bebop scale, kind of same fingering, where you have a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you cross to the 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that's also for the major. But again, the dominant bebop scale is when you have the C scale with the dominant 7 chord, right? Okay, and I harmonize that using my own invented scale of chords. I call that the Cabe-Yarko scale of chords, inspired by watching Barry Harris use his scale of chords. So how do I do that? We have the Cabe-Yarko scale of chords, a C7, a D minor 7, C7, and when I say 7, I mean the dominant 7. A D minor 7, a C7, D minor 7, G7, first inversion, and then C7. Again, C7, D minor 7, C7, D minor 7, C7, D minor 7, G7, C7. Again. And that is my own scale of chords. So I'll go ahead and use that to improvise on the blues. These two bebop scales. And actually, let me show you one more. I was gonna do two, but I felt the need to show you one last one, which is um, the Dorian Bebop scale. And these scales are usually named after modes, and that's how they derive the name. So what is the Dorian Bebop scale? What a C Dorian is, when they say a C Dorian mode, it's playing your C scale, right? But instead of playing C, we're gonna play the scale of a whole step below the C. So what's a whole step below the C? We have a B flat, right? So we're gonna play a B flat scale starting on C. Okay. Again, a Dorian scale is when you playing in the key of C. You playing a whole step from the C, which is a B flat. So you're playing a B flat scale starting from C. So this is how it sounds. Alright, so it's a B flat scale starting from C. Okay? And what is the Dorian Bebop scale? This is 7 notes. So the Dorian Bebop scale adds the E to it. Okay? Okay, so we have a C, D, E flat, E, F, G, A, B flat, C. Okay, so you're playing, it's almost like you're playing again a B flat scale starting from C, and then you add in an E also. And that's the Dorian Bebop scale. Okay, so again, I showed you guys the major bebop scale, the dominant bebop scale, right? Right? And then the Dorian Bebop scale. Okay? So I'm going to use that in my blues improvisation in the key of C. All the black notes that you're going to see come from the various bebop scale. Okay? So let me go ahead and just improvise on that. So I'm just going to go slower. And every time I play one of the black notes, I'm going to name the corresponding bebop scale. Alright? So that was the dominant, right? So So when I use that note, I'm using the Dorian Bebop scale. When I use this note, I'm using the major bebop scale. And that is the basis of my improvisation. I hope you guys at least learned something. If you have any more questions, send me a comment or send me an email request. I'll do more tutorials on this. I hope you guys enjoyed, and stay tuned for more lessons.